Hi, my name is Jessica Clark, and I'm a candidate for the Masters of Educational Technology program at Boise State University. The purpose of the following videos is to show evidence of meeting the standards for the Association for Educational Communications and Technology. To show this evidence, I have provided specific artifacts that have been created throughout my MET program.
My name is Jessica Clark, and this is Video Vignette 1 for AECT Standard 1. I have used a variety of system approaches to create instructional material. In EdTech 501, I used Clarify It to create a static tutorial of RSS use in the classroom. In this project, students focused on utilizing RSS feeds for group research projects. Students used Feedly to connect to the classroom blog. This created an extensive database for resources and materials created collaboratively as a class. In EdTech 502, I created instructional materials in the form of a web quest. This was done with the use of Photoshop, CSS, and HTML. Processes used to support student learning included carefully sequenced steps to guide understanding. Technological resources included short story audio, a digital printing press, reading guides, a word bank, and a collaborative classroom newspaper titled The Gothic Times. To achieve educational goals, students were guided through various steps to check for understanding along the way. They were also provided with guidelines, rubrics, and self-assessment reflections. With the use of the digital web quest, students were more invested in this persuasive writing process than they would have been otherwise. Thank you. AECT Standard 2. The two artifacts that I will use to demonstrate evidence of Standard 2 include the Ultimate Book Trailer and the Blended Learning Fractured Fairy Tale. In EdTech 521, I created the Ultimate Book Trailer project. In this project, students created 21st century book reviews to promote their independent novels. First, students created a glog to store all of their assignment artifacts, including research, images, and links. Within the glog, students created a book trailer using Animoto. Next, students applied their understanding of the 4 types of conflict with a newspaper article and a visual using Pictochart. Then students found 2 resources, such as an article, poem, picture, video clip, art, or a game that related to a significant topic in their novel. Students had the opportunity to be extremely creative and were challenged to get other students to want to read their book without giving too much away. A book review was then created using a voice recorder, and then it was assigned a QR code. These were placed on a classroom book wall so that students could find new recommendations for books anytime they needed them. What I noticed is that in my classroom, students are much more excited about reading and creating reviews that other students will actually use. In EdTech 521, I created the Fractured Fairy Tale Revamped, a process of transforming a traditional lesson plan into a blended lesson plan. Students went to a National Geographic link, answered a series of questions, and were taken to a specific tale based on what they were interested in reading. Then students took the elements of the tale and plotted them on the interactive plot chart. Students then went to the Library of Congress website and viewed interactive versions of Aesop fables. Once students had completed the digital reading, plotting, note-taking, they then created collaborative fables and fairy tales using Storybird. AECT Standard 3 Learning Environments. An online learning tool that I explored in 522 was Padlet. In Padlet, I demonstrate its versatility, multiple subject applications, and its collaborative components in the form of a Padlet. The example that I created hosts video tutorials, classroom applications, and sample activities, along with potential learning objectives and evidence of how this tool can increase the presence of social, cognitive, and instructor presence in the blended or online environment. I have also used Padlet for vocabulary word walls, goal setting for reading goals, and self-identity projects. Both students and teachers have benefited with this learning environment. In a research and resource travel journal activity, students now do Padlets that are flexible and allow for peer interaction. Teachers also benefit because they can use one platform to cover their curriculum component of the assignment. Another indicator of using various learning environments to enhance learning is the use of mobile apps. While studying the Holocaust, my students downloaded Anne's Amsterdam and explored interactive timelines and places that Anne grew up in. They also explored the Holocaust Museum app, where they used interactive research and viewed interactive online exhibits to formulate writing samples. Thank you. Hi, my name is Jessica Clark, and this is my video vignette for AECT Standard 4 Professional Knowledge and Skills. The artifact that I will use to demonstrate evidence of Standard 4 is my EdTech 503 Instructional Design project. This project demonstrated how to use Storybird as a digital collaborative writing tool. In order to understand the learner better, I sent out a needs assessment survey using Google Forms. The information from the survey helped design instruction to meet the needs and interests of my peers. This instruction included video tutorials, presentations, flowcharts, and PDF tutorials. I also collaborated with a subject matter expert to refine the instructional design and provide learners with better content. Learners were given an opportunity to collaborate within a professional development setting. They worked with other teachers to create samples they could use in their own classrooms. To evaluate the impact of instruction on learning, a survey was sent out to participants. From these results, changes were made for additional improvements. My name is Jessica Clark, and this is my video vignette for AECT Standard 5 Research. The three artifacts that we'll reference include a 504 annotated bibliography on strategies for improved literacy outcomes, a 503 synthesis report on constructivist strategies for improved literacy outcomes, and a 523 reading intervention program that I use in my classroom with struggling readers. Statistics indicate that the number of students that can't read at proficient grade levels is increasing. So in EdTech 504, I created an annotated bibliography in which I researched methods to help improve student literacy skills. I focused on two specific strategies that appear to be effective. The first is the use of literature circles, in which students engage in peer negotiation, seeking knowledge, and exploring new technologies while grappling with critical questions. Research also showed that students who talk about what they read are more likely to engage in reading. The second effective strategy included the use of digital learning tools, which was explored further in the 503 synthesis paper. Digital teaching tools promote literacy in 21st century digital citizens. When kids use digital teaching tools, they are integrating play into learning, which may be an important factor in learning itself. In 523, I created a reading intervention program that used literacy strategies researched in the previous classes. This included using digital literature circles, using digital teaching tools, and a program that lasted for a 6-week timeline. The research provided instructional guidelines and procedures to implement this reading intervention in my classroom, which is still being used and constantly being changed for more effectiveness. Thank you.